welcome to Sudeepa's teaching. This is Sudeepa. So my last 3 videos were depended on maths, and I was thinking that I would do something on other subjects. So I chose science, which was my favorite subject. So please do not forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment in the comment box if you have any doubts or something else. So let's jump into the video. So today I'm gonna teach you about food. Where does it come from for class 6? Okay, so let's start with the lesson. I'll tell you some tips for now. So basically when you're studying also, you need to have a superb concentration on it so that you can understand it and you can get it into your mind. So if you just follow my tricks and some examples, tips, all this, you will be absolutely correct. So whenever you have done with your classes, you need to come and sit down. If you can have your lunch, and then in the evening, basically evening is the most amazing time where all the students can study. So we can have our snacks, or we can have some milk and come and sit near these books, and we can start a subject. Suppose now, as usual, you take your book science. If you take your book of science, first you have to understand what the title says, and you have to just get it into your mind. Then you have to start with a para, and then if there are any difficult words, ask your parents or comment in the comment box for me so that I can answer your your comments. So like this you can do it. And the most important tip I can give you is you to underline what important sentences you feel. So it is a very good idea, because when we are basically studying for exam, we can just go through all those important points instead of all the other. We can just go through all the important points, and these important points come in question and answer of our textbook. So now let's get into the video so that I will show you everything. Okay, so as I told you, chapter 1, food, where does it come from? What did you eat at home today? Find out what your friend ate today. Did you eat the same kind of food yesterday and today? We all eat different kinds of food at different times, isn't it? Yes. Do you all eat different types of food? Yes, we eat in morning our breakfast. Then lunch and dinner we have roti, dal, then rice. All of us eat different types of food. When we go to some other states or country, we try other food. Like if you go to Switzerland, there are Mexico. We go to many countries and states, whatever, right? So we try different foods. In our homes also, our mother will make many types of foods, isn't it? So next one, food variety. Okay, ask your friends in the school about the items they would be eating during a day. See if you can also get this information from friends staying in different states of India. List all the items in your notebook as given in table 1.1 for as many friends as possible. So you can do it in this table here. Next, there seems to be so much variety in the food that we eat. What are these food items made of? Let's think about rice, cooked at home. We take raw rice and boil it in water. Just 2 materials or ingredients are needed to prepare a dish of boiled rice, isn't it? We just wash our rice first, and then we boil it in water in a cooker or something else. After some time, we can see that our rice is cooked. And not only rice, we have, on the other hand, some food items are made with many ingredients. To prepare vegetable curry, we need different kinds of vegetables, salt, spices, oil, and so on, isn't it? So for some cooking items we need like vegetables, different spices, different powders, and different things. And sometimes we need different types of rice also. Suppose we make pulao, we need something like basmati rice, like that. Then here, next one, activity 2. Choose some of the items you listed in table 1.1 and try to find out what ingredients are used to prepare these by discussing with your friends and elders at home. List them in table 1.2. Some examples are given here. Add some more items to the list. So we need to write a food item and then write their ingredients. So you can draw this table in your notebook and you can do it, okay, if you don't have the book. Okay, so let's turn it to the next page. What do we find? Do we find some ingredients common for different food items? Discuss in class. So where do these ingredients come from? Yes, I think most of the students have these type of silly questions. Where do these ingredients come from? So before that, answer to my question, what are ingredients? I won't tell you the answer, but please comment in the comment box, okay? So, do we find some ingredients common for different food items? Yes, not some ingredients. Most of them are common. Okay. So where do these ingredients come from? Obviously, plants and animals. These are the only source of food for human beings. Okay. So next one. Okay, wait. Yeah. 1.2, Food materials and sources. It may be easy for us to guess the sources of some of the ingredients that we listed in table 1.2. Fruits and vegetables, for instance. Suppose when you are hungry in your home and you don't have anything to eat, so you have some fruits like pomegranate, mango, which were cut and kept over there, like your mother kept, and your mother she cut it and kept it on the table. So what do? You mix them all up and make a fruit salad or vegetable salad, and you have it, so that you can have some energy booster, immunity. It's like an immunity booster because all the fruits mix and you have all types of vitamins, minerals in that. So all of them come into once and your energy will be raised up. Okay. So these are some instants, okay, like we eat them instantly. Some like carrot, cucumber, these are raw vegetables, so that we can eat them. Even beetroot. Where do they come from? Yes, plants, of course. What are the sources of rice or wheat? You may have seen paddy or wheat fields with rows and rows of plants which give us these grains. Okay, so obviously fruits and vegetables come from plants. Then, what are the sources of rice or wheat? Yes, plants. We have seen wheat fields, rice fields, many, right? With rows and rows of plants. See here, like here in this picture. They grow in a superb row. So these give us grains, not only rice and wheat, jowar, bajra, corn, barley, all these. Okay. So, and then there are food items like milk, eggs, meat, chicken, fish, prawns, beef, pork, and such others which come from animals. So I think these are all non-veg items which come from animals. So the products which come from animals are called non-veg, and some other products which come from cow, buffalo, donkey, goat, camel, they produce milk. So these milk, we don't call them milk products. I mean, some people call them milk products, but most of them, the educated people, call them dairy products. Because they come from dairy farm. Milk farm, we don't call them milk farm, since we call it dairy farm, so they gave the name as dairy products. Okay. So here, whatever they have listed here, milk, eggs, meat, chicken, fish, prawns, beef, pork, and such others, they are all non-veg items. So we don't want to go into it. So we will just stop it over here, which come from animals. Okay. So next one, let us take let us take the food items listed earlier and try to find out where they come from, the ingredients and their sources. Some examples are shown in table 1.3. Fill in the blanks in table 1.3 and add more examples to the list. So let's do this table. So since we have understood where we get what are the food materials and sources, now we can do this table. Okay. For idli, I think most of us eat idli as a breakfast. So ingredients for idli are rice, urad dal, salt and water. Okay, now we need to find the sources which these ingredients come from. So for rice, it has come from plant. Then urad dal, yes, it is a grain, so it will come from plant. Then salt, yes, it will come from sea, because from sea it is collected and dried up and filtered. Next, water, from rain. Rain produces and water are collected in wells or other, and we filter it and use it for drinking. Next is for chicken curry. Chicken, what are the ingredients for chicken curry? Chicken, spices, oil or ghee and water. Okay, already they have given that chicken comes from animals. Now spices, yes, plant. So they are also grown something like grains only in some rows, and they will be produced. Next is oil and ghee. It comes from plants and animals. Water, obviously rain. Now next is kheer. Now kheer ingredients are milk, rice and sugar. So milk comes from animal, they have given, and rice comes from plant, and sugar comes from sugarcane. Sugarcane is a stem. A stem means it is a part of a plant. So it is a plant, means it comes from a plant. Okay. Now next page. Okay, yeah. What do we conclude from activity 3? Plants are the sources of food ingredients like grains, cereals, vegetables and fruits. Animals provide us with milk, meat, products and eggs. So they are telling that what have we concluded, means what have we understood from the activity 3 over here, this table. From this activity, what have we concluded? We have concluded that most of the ingredients which we use for our curries or whatever are coming from plants and animals. So that's the question they are asking. Plants are the sources of food ingredients like grains, cereals, vegetables and fruits. So they are telling that plants produce grains, cereals, spices, then vegetables and fruits, all this. Okay. Now animals provide us with milk, meat products and eggs. So cow, goats and buffaloes are some common animals which give us milk. Okay. Milk and milk products like butter, cream, cheese and curd are used all over the world. Can you name some other animals which give us milk? Yes, not only cow, goats and buffaloes, even camel also gives us milk, but it is rarely used and it is super healthy, Next, 1.3, plant products and animal products as food. Plants are one source of our food. Which parts of a plant? Okay, we eat many leafy vegetables. We eat fruits of some plants, sometimes roots, sometimes stems and even flowers. So sometimes we eat leafy vegetables like spinach, and some other also. Spinach, we basically use them in omelets, then for curry, and in dal also we use them. Indians use them in dal. So we eat fruits of some plants. Yes, we eat fruits like pineapple, apple, custard apple, then banana, orange. These all come from the plants. We pluck them and the farmers sell and we can buy and eat. Sometimes roots, sometimes stems, and even flowers. Yes, sometimes we eat roots, sometimes stems. The examples of stems are basically sugarcane. Yes, we eat them and we also drink the juice, which is very healthy. It has lots of vitamins, minerals, so we eat it. And even flowers. Yes, we eat flowers of pumpkin and banana also, I think ask your mother, she will tell you, okay? Next one. Have you ever eaten pumpkin flowers dipped in rice paste and fried to it? Yeah, it is a super amazing dessert, It's so amazing. I think you should also try it. Some plants are two or more edible, means eatable, means we can eat the plant parts. Edible means obviously eat. You can eat them, eatable. Okay. So some plants have two or more edible parts. Seeds of mustard plants give us oil, and the leaves are used as a vegetable. Yes, so mustard plant here. So mustard's seeds are used as spices, and they also give us oil. Then mustard oil, it's in the store. If you go with your mother or father, you can find it, and ask your mother also. And the leaves of mustard plants are used as a vegetable, like a leafy vegetable, Can you think of the different parts of a banana plant that are used as food? Yes, I know. Fruit, which is banana, and flower also, Like pumpkin flower only, banana flower is also edible. Think of more examples where two or more parts of a single plant are used as food. So this question is for your comment box. Okay, so you must comment it in my comment box so that I can see and I can reply it if it is correct or wrong. Next is activity 4. From all the food items you have listed in table 1.3, choose those items whose ingredients are obtained from plants and list of the food items and plant parts as shown in the table 1.4. So I will show you the table 1 so that you can draw it in your notebook and you can read it. Okay, so it's something like your exercises. These tables should be drawn by you and should be filled by you only. No one should help you because it's super easy, right? Okay. So let's move on to the next one. So activity 5. Take some dry seeds of moong or chana and put a small quantity of seeds in a container. Fill them with water and leave this container filled with water aside for a day. Leave the seeds. Next day, drain the water completely and leave the seeds in the vessel. Wrap them with a piece of wet cloth and set aside. The following day, do you observe any changes in the seed? Yes. So I will explain this activity. So basically in our houses, in the kitchen, you can ask your mother some types of seeds like peanut, chana, sprouts, So you need to drain them. You need to soak them in water for a day. Suppose you soak them in the night, then at the morning you can see that they will, they increase in their size. So you drain the water completely and then you can see that the sprouts will have been increased in their size. Now for a few days keep them in a wet cloth. I have chosen handkerchief, so handkerchief is a better idea. So you can soak them in in just in a wet cloth. Keep those sprouts or the seeds which you have soaked before night. So don't soak them in water. Just in a wet cloth, keep the seeds and then observe it. Then after 2 days, for me it took about 3 to 4 days to germinate. Means there were some white structures on the sprouts, like see in this picture. So after the for me it took about 3 to 4 days, as I told you, for germination. It's about you need to calculate how many days it would take for your seeds. So if you are done your activity, please comment in the comment box that I have done my activity or whatever. So please do this activity. It's a very interesting activity, and it helps in our education. Next is, a small white structure may have grown out of the seeds. If so, the seeds have sprouted. If not, wash the seeds in water, drain the water and leave them aside for another day. Cover it with a wet cloth. The next day, see if the seeds have sprouted. So again, if they have not germinated for you, sprouted for you, then again, leave them aside in a wet cloth and see the next day. See if the seeds have sprouted. If not, do it again and again, okay? After washing the sprouted seeds, you can eat them. They can also be boiled, add some spices and get a tasty snack to eat. It is super amazing. You can just add some masala and tell your mother to do this. It's an amazing snack. I have done it with my sister. It's amazing. Okay, let's get into our studies instead of all this. Oh, sorry, you need to hear it. Yeah. Do you know where honey comes from or how it is produced? Have you seen a beehive where so many bees have buzzing about? If you have seen, please comment in the comment box yes that you have seen. I have seen it 2 times. When I went to my grandmother's house near a hibiscus tree, I was listening some honey bees buzzing. I was thinking that there was just one honeybee, but there was was a hive of honeybees. I was super scared, but I was happy that I am getting the honey from the nature. And the second time I saw was near my neighbor used to have a mango tree. Inside that, the honeybees were buzzing a lot. When we were playing, the ball went under the tree, and me and my friends were super scared. So that was the second and the last time I saw till now. So, my grandma collected the honey from the bees, and it was so tasty. I have applied on the roti and bread. Okay, bees collect nectar in sweet juices from flowers. You know that flowers contain some juice? Yes, but which we cannot take it out, whereas the bees can with their picky pokey nose and store it in their hive. Flowers and the nectar may be flowers and the nectar may be available only for a part of the year. So the bees store this nectar for their use all through the year. When we find such a beehive, we collect the food stored by the bees. Wait a second. Yeah, stored by the bees as honey. We humans love all the smell. It is amazing, just like sugar or something. So I love to eat honey. If you also love to eat honey, please comment no. Next, what do animals eat? Do you have a cattle or a pet that you take care of? A dog, cat, buffalo or a goat? You will then surely be aware of the food the animal eats. What about other animals? Have you ever observed what a squirrel, pigeon, lizard, or a small insect may be eating as a food? My grandmother seriously used to have a puppy. His name was Snoopy, and me and my cousins used to play a lot with it. It was white and a lot furry. So, if you also have like that, please like the video. And squirrel, pigeon, lizard, or a small insect may be eating a small insect only. A small insect, if you know what it eats, let me know in the comment box. Yeah, fill in the blanks and give in the table given. So table 1. Let's say at activity 7. Have a look again at table 1.5 and group these animals entered here as follows. Place animals which eat only plants or plant products in group 1. These are called herbivores. There are some animals which eat other animals. Place these in group 2. These animals are called carnivores. Do you find some animals which eat both plants and animals? Yes, like omnivores. Prepare a table as in table 1.6 and enter these separately in 3 columns. So I told that here in table 1.5, this table here, they gave some animals, right? We need to write what they eat as their food, and then after we write all those in table 1.6 here, we need to separate them and write them as herbivores, carnivores, and omnivores. Herbivores means the animals which eat only plant products like dry grass or wet grass or something else. Then carnivores are the animals which eat other animals as their food. Then omnivores are the animals which eat both plant products and animal products. So they eat a lot. Okay, Paheli wants to know where you would place human beings while filling table 1.6. So I think humans should be placed in omnivores because we as human beings eat veg, which like plant products, non-veg, which are animal products. So I think it is omnivores, and if you think anything others, please comment. Okay, we know that there are many amongst us who do not get sufficient food. We need to find ways by which country that will not be enough. We will need to find ways to ensure that this food is made easily available to each one of us. So we need to make sure that some humans eat a lot of food so that the others won't get to eat food. So we might eat in a limited way because it won't be good for us only, because it might be very much for us and we don't feel good. So this is the end, and if you have any doubts, please don't forget to comment in the comment box, and I love to read all your comments. So since this is my starting of my channel, please don't forget to subscribe. For me, just 7 subscribers were subscribed, so please subscribe my channel and don't forget to like, share, comment if you have any doubts, and don't forget to do the tables that I told you. It will be very helpful for you. So until then, see you, bye bye, take care.